Thank you. Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmaster. I am super excited to be here. After two exceptional speeches led by Courtney and then Olu, this is going to be a very impactful evening, and I know that. As a table topic master, let me tell you one thing first. Do you know why table topics are generally 1 to 2 minutes? Any idea? Anybody?
Why, Avi? Tell us.
Thank you, Connie, for asking that. Now, the main reason why we have table topics for 1 to 2 minutes is because that's how long you have your opportunity in the outside world. 1 to 2 minutes defines that big opportunity generally you have. Let me give an example. Imagine a moment you walk into the elevator and you find your CEO. You have worked on a business proposal for like 2 years. All you have is that elevator moment. Let's imagine a second scenario. You are on an airport lobby. You see the favorite sports person you always wanted to get something signed off. But do you have the courage to approach? Finally, one more scenario. You land up in your dream job interview. And in that process, someone from the interview panel asks that big question out of context, out of box. You know, this is the moment, this is the question you never prepared for, but it all hangs right here. This is down to the wire. Now, what happens? Either go big or go home. But one thing is common in between all three this scenario: elevator movement, the airport lobby, as well as your dream job interview. You got just 1 to 2 minutes to hit that opportunity. But isn't that great that we all are going to get that opportunity out there in the real world? And one of the best thing is we are all here in Toastmaster to get prepared for that. As part of Toastmaster Club, we are here to support you. We will go along all the way. And as part of this table topic section, I will encourage everyone, let's take this opportunity and prepare ourselves to be there. Test the water. Nobody is the best, nobody is the great, but we all can help each other to be better together. And with the theme of this evening, we have facing the future together. My first question is, let me ask you, shall I pick the person first or the question first?
Question first.
What's that?
Question first.
All right, question first. Let's see who else can pick up from here. The first question: what is that one thing you would mostly like to change about this world, about your future, specific to your future? Who is going first?
I'll try.
There you go, Connie. Sorry, come in. My bad.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. One thing I'd like to change specifically for me with my future, I would start off with saying the family that I was born into, they would need to be more rich because that will make a difference, but be careful what you wish for. Today's society, I being an getting up in age and being older, I'm not liking where they're going. So I would change that I would have been born earlier in a rich family so that I don't have to go through this millennial space age type of life that we are heading into. Having grandchildren, it's making me really anxious with a lot of the new technologies and all of that. And now I'm realizing I'm the old school one. I'm now called the grandma, the mama, and I'm not fitting in. So I miss my grandmother, and I would have liked to change being born earlier in more comfort life per se, so that I can have a different ending. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamil. That was really good. Thank you so much. Next question, moving on. how would you describe your future in 3 words? And you might explain what are those 3 words and why. Who's going next? Explain, describe your future in 3 words. Good thing about being a table topic master is you wait for somebody to raise your hand. If not, then you get to pull. Is that Radhika? Did you? Shala, is that you? Or Courtney?
I think Connie raised her hand.
Connie raised her hand. Sorry, I was pointing at Connie.
Sorry, Connie. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm sure you all know that I've had a lot of life-changing events recently in my life for the last couple of months. A lot of things have been going on. And the only 3 words that I could choose about my future is I am scared. Because my future holds so many different things for me right now that is completely and totally different from what I'm used to. I've lived here in Houston for 44 years, but I am embarking on a journey to Minnesota, of all places, Minnesota, because that's where my daughter is and that's where my grandchildren are. And I'm going to move there, and I am scared. I'm petrified of leaving this place here that I have known for 44 years. It's totally upending my entire world. But I look forward to facing the future together with my family, which I have never been able to do since my grandchildren were born 15 years ago. I've only seen them 3 times in their whole entire lives. So this is going to be something that is new for me, new for them. It's going to take a lot of adjusting. I'm going to miss my friends and my family, but I'm going to face my future regardless of the fact that I am scared. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Connie, that was beautiful. And we all wish you the best for your future endeavors. Remember one thing, maybe you're stepping into a new world, new life, and a new family environment. But one thing is going to remain common for you, and that is the whole worldwide Toastmaster family. Even though you are in Minnesota, any evening, any day, you can just walk into any of the clubs. You see the same format, same everything going on, and you will maybe cherish how you spent all the time here in Sweet Talkers, Storytellers, and all those clubs. Maybe you'll remember this evening also.
And if we continue having Zoom meetings, I can continue being with my friends.
There you go. So you're not scared, come on. All right, moving on to the next question here. And I can already see a few hands being up there. If you could do it all over again, what would that be? And what changes are you going to make? Pretty simple question. Who's gonna go for it?
I'll go, Avi.
There you go. All right.
So if I could do it all over again, what would I do? The one thing that sticks out in my mind the most is travel, I think either before going to college or like after undergrad, before grad school. I think that time that you have is priceless at that age, like in your 20s, because typically you don't have a family yet, you're not really probably seeing anyone serious. And so I feel like that was my time to leave for an entire year, go see a new culture, go, try new foods, meet new people, just do a lot of the things that right now I'm wishing that I could have done, but it's not the opportune time. I have 2 small children, so I have at least 18 wonderful years before I can go. But that's definitely something that I would encourage them to do, especially I'm thinking like either like when you graduate college or before you get your first real job, just go and live life and enjoy some of the things that you have to wait a little bit longer in life to experience if you don't do it at that time. So that's what I think my big change would be if I could go back to that time period in my life.
Awesome, awesome. This is something we really wanted to do. Go back and fix something, and as you said, travel the whole world. Nice, good one then. Next question. I have 2 more questions left with me, and who are the lucky people? Raise your hand. My next question is, what is the greatest change that you want to make for this mankind, for the future of everybody? And remember one thing, like, we generally get to experience the world that is defined by different people, and we just slide into that. Right now, you get the superpower to define that. What would that be? Hands, please.
I'll go.
Olga, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Table Topics Master. I think I just called you by the wrong name, but anyway, I'm a little nervous here. So what would I do if I had the superpower to change things? Well, as we've noticed in current events, people are divided by race, by politics. So if I could do anything to help, I would help bring people together and help people be inclusive of everyone, and not so much trying to make everyone be what they are, but be inclusive to where this person comes from, what their background is, and take all these things into account and kind of, you know, use what they have or utilize their talents and abilities and help us all become, you know, a stronger, more caring, you know, world, nation, whatever it is, neighborhood, and just be able to go out there and just speak to these people that don't understand what the issues are today and help everyone just kind of bring them together and help them see everyone's different qualities and not only see them, but to appreciate what they are. Thank you.
Olga, that was deep and that's really good. So can I ask you something? Can we say Olga 2020 or 2024?
Oh yeah, and I'll have Kanye West as vice president. Right?
All right, last question, and really I would expect somebody to go for it now. My president told me to record this video, this session, and I am recording this. So let's put this way. We are recording right now. Say something to the future you. Who's gonna watch this video a decade from now? What is the you a decade from now gonna see it right here in this video? Who's gonna go for it? Sharla, there you go.
Hello, Sharla, and sweet talkers in the future. I would like to say an encouraging word for you tomorrow because of what we've overcome today. Just know that as this time passes, the next 24 hours for you, whatever you think about, remember, it's possible. Can something happen and change your world upside down? But can you continue to move forward? Can you get through whatever comes? Yes, you can. Why? Because you've done it before. You've done it when Harvey came and water came and tried to destroy things. People came together. They saw, as our other fellow Toastmaster Olga mentioned, people came together. They didn't see one race, one sex, one group, Republican, Democrat. They saw human beings. They saw an issue and they said, I am a human being and I am good. I'm going to reach out and help others. So no matter what comes for us, whether it be airborne diseases that we will get through, we will look back on and say, oh yes, I remember that epic time when polio was the big deal. I remember that time when, oh, okay, Ebola was a big deal. I remember that time when COVID-19 was a big deal, but we got through it, just like we got through hurricanes, we've got through tsunamis. The human spirit cannot be kept down. So no matter what you think about tomorrow, move forward, carpe diem, seize it, and squeeze each precious day, each drip out of that day. Achieve your goal. You can do it. Thank you.
Beautiful, Shala. This was very good. Thank you so much. With that, we are going to conclude our table topic session. But remember one thing, guys. All those 5 questions, the theme of the day, that is, let me pull up the theme of the day, which is facing the future together. One thing is definite to happen, change. Wherever you are right now, you are moving to a future. Otherwise, you will never call it a future. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen for sure. Approach it positively, and you will get what you deserve. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.